Wait, did you notice what everyone else missed? It wasn't the crowd, it wasn't even the cameras. It was Jimin's unbelievably simple look that somehow made every fashion expert stop and stare. Honestly, how does he keep doing this? The moment Jimin stepped into Incheon Airport, everything seemed to slow down. You guys, can we talk about this for a second? Before anyone even had the chance to process that BTS members were finally heading to the United States, with Jimin traveling alongside V, Jin, RM, and Suga after J-Hope and Jungkook had already departed earlier, people were already completely captivated by something else. It wasn't an extravagant outfit. It wasn't a flashy statement piece. It wasn't something screaming for attention. And yet, somehow, Jimin became the center of every single camera lens. That's the thing about him. He never forces people to look. People simply can't look away. From a distance, his outfit felt incredibly understated. Clean lines. Soft colors. A relaxed silhouette that looked effortlessly comfortable. But the closer photographers zoomed in, the more unbelievable the details became. Every single accessory had been chosen with incredible precision. Nothing looked excessive. Nothing felt accidental. Everything worked together so naturally that the entire outfit seemed almost effortless. And honestly, isn't that the hardest kind of fashion to pull off? Anyone can wear expensive brands. But making luxury feel quiet, making elegance look completely natural, that's something very few people in the entertainment industry can achieve. Jimin has mastered that art. His Dior Oliviera Mourinho sweater immediately created that soft nautical elegance Dior has become known for. Instead of competing with the accessories, the regular fit knit became the perfect canvas, allowing every subtle detail to breathe. It wasn't trying to impress anyone. It simply existed. Confidently. Calmly. Beautifully. Then came the jewelry. And this is where fashion observers completely lost interest in talking about trends. Because suddenly they were talking about balance. Around his neck, the unmistakable Dior Rose de Vence and My Dior necklaces added just enough brilliance without overwhelming the outfit. The delicate shine caught the airport lighting for only brief moments, almost disappearing before returning again as he walked. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was almost poetic. Did you notice that? Every step created another tiny reflection. Every movement made the necklaces come alive. It felt less like jewelry. And more like part of Jimin's own presence. But that wasn't even the detail that surprised many fashion followers the most. It was what happened when photographers began releasing their high-resolution images one after another. At first glance, people simply admired how effortlessly polished Jimin looked. But as those close-up photos started spreading across social media, fashion enthusiasts began noticing something much deeper. The accessories weren't competing with one another. They were having a conversation. And somehow, every single piece seemed to understand its role perfectly. Can we talk about how incredibly difficult that is? Luxury styling often falls into one of two extremes. Either it becomes too minimal and loses its personality, or it becomes overloaded with logos and statement pieces. Yet Jimin somehow found that almost impossible middle ground. The Dior necklaces brought softness. The Tiffany Co. hardware micro-link bracelet introduced a subtle industrial edge. The Fred Chance Infinity bracelet added another refined layer without stealing attention. Then there was the watch. The Patek Philippe Ellipse 3846, with its stunning blue Soleil Sigma dial, wasn't shouting for recognition. In fact, many casual viewers probably didn't notice it at all during the first few seconds. But fashion observers certainly did. Because that single timepiece quietly transformed the entire outfit. It wasn't there to show wealth. It wasn't there to make headlines. It completed the story. And honestly, that's the biggest difference between someone who simply wears luxury and someone who truly understands style. Jimin never looks like he's trying to convince anyone that he's fashionable. He simply wears what feels authentic to him. That's why his outfits never seem forced. That's why they age so well. And that's exactly why people keep talking about them long after the airport photos are taken. As he continued walking through Incheon Airport, his pace remained calm. No exaggerated poses. No dramatic gestures. Just a gentle smile, a relaxed posture, and that unmistakable quiet confidence that ARMY has come to recognize over the years. The airport itself was buzzing with energy. Camera shutters fired non-stop. Reporters called out his name. Fans watched every movement with excitement. Yet Jimin never seemed overwhelmed by the chaos around him. Instead, he appeared completely present. Almost peaceful. Isn't that fascinating? Some celebrities become larger because of the attention surrounding them. Jimin somehow becomes even more grounded. That contrast is exactly what makes him so captivating. The louder the environment becomes, the calmer his presence feels. And that calmness is magnetic. You don't realize you're staring until several seconds have already passed. Then something else began happening online. Fashion editors. Luxury stylists. Image consultants. Fan accounts dedicated to designer fashion. They all started breaking down every detail of the outfit. Not because it was flashy. Not because it was controversial. But because it demonstrated something many professionals spend years trying to explain. True elegance doesn't demand attention. It earns it. One fashion observer even described the overall styling as the perfect example of a simple, but never ordinary. That single phrase quickly resonated with countless fans. Because it perfectly captured what everyone had been feeling without quite knowing how to express it. Simple. Yet unforgettable. Minimal. Yet incredibly luxurious. Relaxed. Yet unmistakably refined. How does he make something so effortless feel so iconic? That's the question people kept asking. And perhaps the answer isn't hidden in the brands themselves. It isn't just Dior. It isn't just Tiffany and Company. It isn't just Fred. It isn't even the Patek Philippe. It's the person wearing them. Jimin has always had an extraordinary ability to make fashion feel personal rather than performative. The clothes never seem to wear him. He wears them. Every sweater feels warmer. Every necklace feels more meaningful. Every bracelet becomes part of the story instead of the centerpiece. That's a rare quality. Because style isn't about owning beautiful pieces. It's about creating harmony between personality and clothing. And Jimin continues to remind everyone of that every single time he steps into an airport. But just when everyone thought the conversation would stay focused on his outfit, another unexpected detail began catching fans' attention. And once people noticed it, the discussion surrounding Jimin's airport appearance became even bigger than anyone had anticipated. That unexpected detail wasn't another luxury accessory. It wasn't a hidden logo. It wasn't even a new fashion trend. It was the way Jimin carried himself throughout the entire airport. You guys, that's what truly completed the look. There wasn't a single exaggerated pose for the cameras. No attempt to steal the spotlight. No dramatic expressions designed to go viral. Instead, every movement felt natural. Every step felt unhurried. Every smile appeared genuine. Even the brief moments when he acknowledged fans or looked toward the photographers carried a warmth that couldn't be manufactured. And that's something fashion experts often talk about but is incredibly difficult to teach. The most memorable outfit isn't just about clothing. It's about confidence. It's about authenticity. It's about making people believe that what they're seeing is simply you. Jimin has reached that point where his presence becomes the most valuable part of whatever he's wearing. Take away the designer labels, and people would still be captivated. Because elegance doesn't begin with a sweater. It begins with attitude. It begins with kindness. It begins with the quiet confidence that never needs to announce itself. Maybe that's why every airport appearance feels like more than just another celebrity departure. For ARMY, it's another chance to witness the little details that make Jimin so special. The gentle way he walks through the crowd. The subtle nods of appreciation. The calm expression despite hundreds of cameras surrounding him. Those tiny moments become memories. And those memories are exactly why fans continue talking about his airport fashion long after the photos have stopped circulating. As BTS prepares for another exciting chapter in the United States, anticipation continues to grow. Whether it's rehearsals, special appearances, performances, or simply seeing the members together again, every new update feels like another page in an unforgettable journey. And if this airport appearance is any indication, Jimin is once again proving that true style isn't about wearing the most eye-catching outfit in the room. It's about leaving the strongest impression without ever asking for attention. That's a kind of elegance that can't be bought. It's something that's built over time. Something genuine. Something uniquely Jimin. Honestly, moments like this remind us why so many people around the world admire not only his fashion, but also the grace, humility, and quiet confidence he brings wherever he goes. And somehow, with just a simple sweater, a few carefully chosen accessories, and a warm smile, he turned an ordinary airport departure into another unforgettable moment for millions of fans. If you enjoyed reliving this incredible airport moment with us, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more BTS and Jimin updates, inspiring stories, and unforgettable moments. Tell us in the comments. Which part of Jimin's airport look impressed you the most, the Dior styling, the elegant accessories, or simply the confidence he carries wherever he goes? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep supporting BTS, keep spreading positivity, and as always, Borahi.